And so there will be a playback number, and that number is 805-399-1099. For those who have been in touch with us by email, we will email that out to you. Once again, the playback for archives for those who wish to hear it later is 805-399-1099. Next, a word about the service that I offer is that you can have one of the best trusts in the world for your asset protection needs. This may be very useful if you are successful in receiving the payouts from the birth certificate program that Judge Naidu will explain to us today. And it can be useful for any other wealth management from the global currency reset or freedom from income tax or any other noble humanitarian cause that you might wish to implement, whether in America or any country in the world. My website for that is House of Freedom Trust, with dashes between each of those words, .com. So that's house-of-freedom-trust.com. Likewise, if you are stressed about the burden of monthly payments on Visa, MasterCards, Discover, or student loans, basically any unsecured loans or signature lines of credit issued by a United States institution, you should know that you can legally cancel 100% of that debt easily and inexpensively without bankruptcy. And my website for that is debt-elimination.net. So that's DEBT-elimination.net. Now, our main speaker today, Judge Naveen Chandra Naidu, is actively engaged in federal as well as international judicial arenas that include the Royal Borneo Nations, the Sultanate of Sulu, as well as the Native American Indian judiciaries of the Yamasee, Muskogee, Washita, and the Cherokee Nations. He is Chief Justice for the Royal Borneo Nation in China, Chief Justice for the Mund Barafan Yamasee Tribe, and the Washita de Dug de Maundia. He is HM Attorney General for the Kingdom of Hawaii, Senior Judge Mentor to the Cherokee Nation of Indians in Kentucky, Chief Justice of the United Cherokee Republic of North America, member of the American Bar Association, member of the International Bar Association, permanent representative of the United Nations, and Chief International Counsel to the Full Gospel Businessmen's Fellowship International. His main website is scripturallaw.org. That's spelled S-C-R-I-P, as in Paul, T-U-R-A-L, like scripture, only A-L-A-W. So that's scripturallaw.org. And his website for the birth certificate program that you're going to hear about today is monetizecolb.tk. So that's monetize, M as in Monday, O-N-E-T-I-Z-E. C-O-L-B stands for Certificate of Live Birth, .tk, T as in Tuesday, K. So that's the website for the birth certificate program. And I was only introduced to him for the first time in this last week, so let's learn together as we listen to what Judge Naidu has to say about his new birth certificate monetization program. And please hold all questions until Judge Naidu says he is ready for questions. Judge Naidu, are you there?
Yes, sir. Thank you.
Okay.
Thank you for that introduction. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much for your time. I must give a couple of caveats before we start. First of all, this is part of the Knowledge Village started by the United Cherokee Republic and by the Cherokee Nation of Indians of Kentucky. Basically what we do is we teach federal Indian law, we teach all kinds of subjects associated with federal Indian law, which comes from natural law, which comes from tribal law. We don't care too much about common law because there's been a misconception about what is common law. Common law is basically judge-made law. And the United States Supreme Court has reversed itself some 225 times. So judge-made law is common law. We keep away from that because a decision made in 1805 has got no relevance in 2015 because of different circumstances, changing times, and the law being dynamic. Some say the founding fathers didn't visualize airplanes, they didn't think about, conceptualize computers, but it has happened. So we don't alter the fabric, meaning the Constitution, we just iron out the wrinkles in it, as it were. Okay, so the first caveat, of course, is this is Knowledge Village, operated under ecclesiastical and tribal law. Now, when I say ecclesiastical law, I'm talking about the law of God that comes from the Holy Bible. Public Law 97-280, 96 Statutes at Large 1211 of 1982 declared that the Bible is the Word of God. So we have monkeys sitting in court wearing black robes and suits saying, oh, church and state is separate, don't bring up anything in this court. There is a federal law which says that the law of God is the law of the land. So if you have time, please Google 97-280 and you will read and know and understand that this is all about God's law and natural law, out of which came your state law, your municipal laws, and your federal laws. So God's law, natural law, is the main fountain from which state, federal, municipal people go and drink out of. All right? Second caveat I'd like to give is what we are going to talk about today, strictly educational. This is not an exercise at soliciting funds or soliciting anything from you, except I challenge you to remain awakened, to be agile of mind, and to be alert. Do the research, find out for yourself if this is real, and then participate by contacting us and at COLB, monetize colb.tk, Tango Kilo. So, having said that, I also would like to add in the caveat that we will be contracting with your trust overseas. We're not doing anything in the United States of America, although all of you are accredited investors. You're all worth more than $1 million. And under Regulation D, Section 501, Securities Exchange Commission Act, you are an accredited investor. You can go to a local library, pick up Barron's Dictionary of Finance and Investment Terms, and it will explain to you what an accredited investor is. So let no one tell you that, oh, the SEC is going to come after you, the FBI is going to come after you. I am the FBI. I kid you not. I'm full-blooded Indian. I say that again. I am a FBI. I am a full-blooded Indian, FBI, all right? So the bottom line is, if you like what you hear, tell others. Tell others, your friends, your family, your associates. If you don't like what you hear, tell me so that I can improve in my next presentation. All right, ladies and gentlemen, having said that, let's thank God for this opportunity that we are able to be alert, awakened, and agile of mind. We thank God constantly for the fact that we are able to acquire knowledge, because the Word of God says, my people are perishing for lack of knowledge. And that's Hosea chapter 4, verses 6-8. So let me jump into what the Certificate of Live Birth is all about. Your Certificate of Live Birth, your birth certificate, is being used every day without your consent, without your permission, without your approval by the government, we call it legal plunder. See, they make a law which will satisfy themselves, and it'll dissatisfy you, and the moment you fight them, they will sue you and you find yourself in jail. You see, they will say that you're perpetrating a scam, you're running a fraud, you're duping people, blah, blah, blah. So, but if the government does that, that's okay. They don't like competition. So that's what that's all about. All right? Now, in any case, our money, our so-called greenbacks, they are not really money. In banking circles, they laugh and chuckle and they call it funny money. And if you can write this down, if you check out section 103, subsection B as in boy, subsection E as in Eddie, subsection 2, that's section 103BE2 of the Depository Institution Deregulation and Monetary Control Act of 1980. Section 103BE2 of the Depository Institutions Deregulation and Money Control Act of 1980, it says, in the United States, neither paper currency nor deposits have value as commodities. Intrinsically, a dollar bill is a piece of paper. Deposits are merely book entries. So check that out in case some monkey tells you, oh, they're running a scam and trying to get your $250. Your $250, as far as we are concerned, is nothing but counterfeit money. But everybody accepts counterfeit money. All right, now the main purpose and reason we want to stop this legal plunder is so that every man, woman, and child in Main Street will achieve a positive cash flow without relying in a controlled, centered banking protocol. All right? This is our egalitarian way to ignore the cabal and make it irrelevant. See, today, if you don't have a bank account, you can't do anything. But if you have positive cash flow, think about this, folks. If you have positive cash flow, you can start your own banking institution through us in a Native American banking institution. And federal Indian law gives us the powers of self-government, being a Native American tribal government. All right, so we don't have to be controlled by the cabal. That's the key here. And you don't have to be a victim of legal plunder. All right? So, how do we go about doing this? Go to that website, monetizecolb.tk. There is an application form. There are explanatory notes identifying who, what, when, where, why. Fill that out, and our modus operandi will be simply this. We operate overseas as a tribal corporation. You will receive your payout into a trust. Article 1, Section 10, Federal Constitution, Supreme Law of the Land says, no state shall impair the obligation of a contract. So you contract with us, the bank, the multiplying bank, or the Native American Law Justice Center, and we contract with your trust. So a double whammy, no state shall impair the obligation of a contract. Now, the moment we reach the required amount to purchase an IBOE, International Bill of Exchange, which is what goes into a private placement program. But the minimum amount required to buy an IBOE is $5 million US. And what is a PPP? That's all available in the definition of credit and deposit multiplier in Barron's Dictionary of Finance and Investment Terms. And Tansen and our office will be very happy to share that information with you, send it to you. I believe it's already on a website, isn't it, Thompson?
Yes.
It is. Okay. So now, so once we reach the target, it may not even take 20,000 people to reach the target, because I have people overseas who are willing to pay in excess of $10,000 to make us reach the goal faster. So I even suggested, look, not everybody has $250. Would you like to maybe carry the burden for 25 people or 40 people? I beg your pardon. And they were not very excited about it, because then they got a contract with you, and they said, Judge, we simply want to get this started for you. I told them, well, if you don't want to carry the 40 people or 50 people, then you cannot expect more to be paid out to you. And they've agreed. Talking about the payout, it'll be $2 million a year for 50 years, and you can nominate anybody you like as a beneficiary if you think you're in excess of 80, 85 years old. So the minimum that we have decided, we have planned and structured this, will be $2 million a year, because if we give you more, which we can, obviously if we keep on multiplying and multiplying this, then we are concerned about your tax consequence, excuse me, because of which you're going to be issued a debit card, and you can go ahead and swipe the card for $1,000 a day minimum. And if you need to make large purchases, you will contact the bank, you'll contact your trust will send a check to the seller of the house, or the seller of the airplane, or the seller of the yacht, or seller of the car, or the seller of anything that you wish to purchase, which is in excess of $250,000. Now, how long is all of this going to take? I don't know when we are going to reach our target. Right now, we have 2,156 people signed up. Most of them I've got about maybe 10 people from the United States. The rest of them are from Australia, from Europe, and from England, of course. So let's talk about that for a while. Let's say we go into the PPP at the end of March. I envisage that you should get your payout by the first week of September. All right? Because we need to multiply that 5, it becomes 25, and the 25 is multiplied 5 times, and the 125 is multiplied 5 times, and this keeps on going and going according to the definition of credit and deposit multiplier from Barron's Dictionary of Finance and Investment Terms. All right? So essentially, that is what is going to happen with the payout, with the purpose, and what have you. Now, for those of you who are in doubt, I would recommend that you stay out for the moment, research this, don't muddy the waters, don't send nasty emails and nasty messages on Facebook, because you are really telling people that you're ignorant. All right? Because you're ignorant and you're incapable of understanding it. Don't call this a scam, because if you want to call anybody a scammer, you should be calling the government a scammer. And if you think this is a scam, so be it. Don't come in. All right? Stay out. Do what you have to do. But don't kill this program or this enterprise, because this works. It works because the government has made it work. And we are dealing with a non-cabal bank. We don't believe in being controlled by the cabal. And BRICS, the BRICS nations, are one of the top people who believe that the cabal should quietly be put away. All right? There are a lot of people out there fighting the cabal. This is our small way to fight the cabal, and to keep the cabal at bay, keep them away. All right? So I challenge you to acquire as much knowledge as possible. Go to my website, read up business, finance. There's lots of information on my website, which has been up and running for the last 15 years. Been very successful doing this. By the way, this is not the first time I'm doing this. This is the third time I'm doing this. All right, but we kept it very much under the radar because everybody who participated in this do not want to be used as referrals for obvious reasons. All right? So having said that, I will now open the floor for questions and fire away.
Okay, so if you wish to ask a question, press *6 to unmute yourself and add yourself to the question queue. Okay, 678, area code. You're on the air.
I'm glad you figured it out, Thompson.
Okay.
It's Maggie. Okay, it's Maggie. Okay. I missed the website. I'm sorry, I got on a little bit late because I couldn't find the number. What is the website, sir?
And everyone else may be asking the same question.
Yeah.
So, Naveen?
Spell it out, please.
S as in Sam. All right. Sam, Charlie, Romeo, India, Papa, Tango, Uniform, Romeo, Alpha, Lima, Alpha, Whiskey,
Whoa, sorry. I'm sorry. S-C, okay, S as in Sam, C as in Charlie, R as in Rita, I as in I, and what was the rest? I missed, I'm sorry, you missed the P.
P
as in Paul. That's in Paul.
T as in Tom. U as in Uganda.
Got it.
R as in Romeo.
Okay.
A as in Alpha.
Okay.
L as in Lima.
Okay.
A as in Alpha. W as in Whiskey. Scriptural law.
Oh, gotcha.
.org.
Okay. .org?
All right.
Okay, great. Thank you. Thank you so much. I appreciate that information.
But if you want to learn more about the birth certificate, it is monetizecolb.tk. Tom Kilo.
Whoa, that's a little too fast for me. Monetize, M-O-N-I-T-I-Z-E.
No, M-O-N-E-T. So.
O-N-E-T-I-Z-E. Monetize what?
C as in Charlie, O as in Oscar, L as in London, B as in boy.
Monetize, C-O-L-B what?
Dot, T as in Tom, K as in King.
That P-K? Really?
P-K.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. P-K.
T as in Tuesday, K.
Oh, T as in Tuesday. I thought it was P. Okay.
Right.
Dot T-K. Okay, great. Thanks. Thanks, guys.
Thank you.
Thank you, Maggie. Okay, 310 area code, Delaware.
Is that me?
Yes.
Okay. So two questions. First question is, so have you done this before, or is this the kind of the first launch?
No.
And then second question. Okay. Go ahead, sorry.
The first question, yes. This is the third time I'm doing this.
Okay.
What's your second question, sir?
So the second question is just, I mean, a lot of people out there have tried to access their birth certificate through different means, whether it's debt set-off programs or other means. What makes this different and successful? And some of those people have even ended up in jail. So what makes this different?
Okay, Thompson, did you hear the question? He was breaking up. I heard something about going to jail.
Yeah, he said that there have been other people who have attempted similar ways to access monies based on our birth certificate, and what makes this program different and more possibly effective.
Well, if you go and check Monetize COLBTK, I've created 3 scenarios. A lot of people have tried to do that locally, and they've ended up either in the loony asylum or in jail because the government doesn't want to monetize this, and this is the reason I'm doing it overseas. I'm not getting your original birth certificate. I'm just getting a copy. That's it. That's why it's different. We're doing it overseas using an IBOE. We're not using your birth certificate. We're using your birth certificate as evidence of an asset. That's it.
I see. So they're using it as collateral instead of the actual funding mechanism.
Well, this is why we are buying the IBOE.
Yeah.
You know, it's like you go to eat, then the bill comes up to $500, and you tell the guy, hey, keep my car, will you, until I get the money tomorrow. He's not going to let you go. You understand?
Yeah, yeah.
So he wants paper or plastic. So it's like that. I can't put your birth certificate into the program simply because it belongs to you. But the IBOE is something that you contract between a trust and another trust. You follow?
Yeah, sure do.
And it's done over, and it happens overseas, so that no monkeys with the alphabet 3-digit agencies get excited. Because the moment you do something, the moment the man and woman in Main Street do something, anything to increase their cash flow, the government comes and says, you did not get my permission, you're going to go to jail. So we don't want to do anything in the United States. In fact, I live in Hong Kong. Once in a while, I come back to America to visit, and then I don't want to live in America. I lived there for 30 years, and I don't want to live there. Beautiful country, greatest country in the world. I don't know if I can say the same thing about the government. But I hope I've answered your question.
You have. Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay. You're calling from a wireless phone, cell phone, area code 773. You're on.
That is correct. This is Papa Fritz in Chicago. First comment, which I'm certain is a concern to all. The constant tone of your recording is objectionable. So if that could be muted or turned down, that would enhance it for everybody. Now, my question is, you say you're FBI. Now, full-blooded Indian, is that American Indian or, as we call it, East Indian?
My ancestors are from India, and my name is Naveen Chandra Naidu, which is 24-karat dyed-in-the-wool Indian name, and I'm also adopted into the Cherokee tribe. So I'm Indian in double whammy, and very proud of it.
Okay, so you're from India by birth and American Indian by adoption. Am I understanding that correctly?
I was born in Singapore, sir.
Singapore. Okay.
Indian parenting. Yeah.
All right. That answers my question presently. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. I hope I passed muster.
And ladies and gentlemen, it's fine to ask about Judge Naidu. You're just getting to know him, but as much as possible, if you could, it's better to ask questions regarding the program itself. Okay, you're calling from 970 area code. Whoever is on that area code, cell phone, you're up.
Yes, this is Jim. And
hi, Jim.
Hi, Thompson. How are you?
Good.
I remember back in the day, we've been down this road many, many times. And I seem to recall there was a law that said that you cannot aggregate funds in order to get into a private placement program. Can you address?
What law is that, sir? Can you tell? I've been a lawyer for 42 years. Can you tell me which law it is?
I cannot, but I just remember I heard that.
Yeah. Well, you see, the problem with the law, and thanks, that's a very good question, Jim. The problem with the law is when politicians talk about the rule of law, they're like drunks, holding on to the rule of law like holding on to a lamppost, more for support than for light. So, like you said, if you pool and aggregate funds, you're contracting with your trust. Mm-hmm. And Article 1, Section 10 of the Supreme Law of the Land says, no state shall impair the obligation of a contract. Now let's talk about a contract. What's a contract? There are 6 elements to a contract: offer, acceptance, capacity, consideration, intention to create legal relations, and a meeting of minds. Now, offer, acceptance, Consideration. What is consideration? Consideration is you got to pay some money to make the contract work. So, if as you say, they have made a law outlawing the fact that you can't aggregate or pool funds, how else are you supposed to get into a contract, which is mentioned in Article 1, Section 10 of the Federal Constitution, United States Constitution, which in Article 6, Section 2 says is the supreme law of the land. So if the supreme law of the land says you can get into a contract, no state, meaning none of the 50 states, can impair the obligation of a contract, how can they make a law which is going against the grain of Article 1, Section 10?
Have other international bills of exchange been purchased with pooled funds?
Oh, my God, my brother, it happens 1,000 times every day in international markets.
There you go.
Now, let me also say this, Jim. We got time. Google this for me, would you? For yourself, all of you. Google OTC derivatives, over-the-counter derivatives, OTC derivatives. Google it. At $670 trillion sitting in a futures market. You think that's regulated? You think that is not pooling and aggregating funds? How do you think George Soros and Warren Buffett and all these big shots and Donald Trump, how do you think these people survive? So, Article 1, Section 10. No state shall impair the obligation of a contract. You got your trust is going to contract with my trust. Game over, Jim. I hope this has helped you.
Well, yes, it did, sir. Thank you very much.
You're most welcome, Jim. Mm-hmm.
Okay. Next, we have area code 424. You're on the air.
Hello, is that me?
Yes.
Hi, I have a few questions here. What if you already have surrendered your birth certificate to the Treasury? Will that be a problem?
Well, let me answer that question first. Your birth certificate is always with the Treasury. All you have is a copy in case you want to apply for a passport or what have you. All I'm asking for, if you're interested in learning and participating, is to get me a copy of your birth certificate. That's it.
Okay, so can I get a copy of the one I sent out?
Well, do you have a copy of the birth certificate? Do you have a certificate of live birth, anything with you?
I had the copy. I made a copy before I sent it to the Treasury.
Yeah, that's all we need. A copy of the copy is fine. Okay. We are not asking for your original. Yeah.
No, I don't have to go back to the. I don't have to go get another copy.
No.
Okay.
No. Your birth certificate, the copy that you have is enough.
Okay.
In fact, on that subject, let me just elaborate a little bit more on that. If you don't have a birth certificate, and if you have a certificate of birth recorded in a church or a baptismal certificate, that'll work.
Wow. Okay. Yes, that would be helpful.
Yeah.
Because some people don't have it.
Yeah. Now, then there was another question. What about if, for example, the certificate of birth is recorded in the family Bible? That'll work. What happens if my great-grandfather died and can I use his birth certificate? Why not? As long as there is a birth certificate and there is a contract, we can do it. It doesn't matter.
Okay, I'm new to this.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Go ahead.
Well, go to colb.tk, and all the information is there for you.
Okay, I just don't know the host's website or how I got your email. So send it to me.
We just told you. Go to Monetize COLB.
Yes, I already did. Okay.
Right.
Okay,
it's all
so
there.
that's the one that's being right now.
Right.
Okay.
Right. And my associate is Mr. Tom Weidler. All right.
And how about kids? How about kids and stuff?
Yes. Children, adults, people who are in their 90s. Everybody can participate. As long as there is a birth certificate, as long as we have an agreement, a contract between us and the owner of the birth certificate, it works. No problem.
Okay.
Any country in the world.
So how fast is this?
Any country in the world.
Right.
Say again?
How fast are you trying to do this? How fast are you trying to do this?
We've got 2,151 or 56 people so far. We're trying to reach our goal ASAP. If we get more than $5 million, we'll have more multiplication added on to whatever we have to buy the IBOE. The cheapest IBOE is available at $5 million.
I have a friend who has
a
who's coming into substantial money. He's asked me to take care of this. He wants to move his money once he gets a substantial lump out. Okay.
Well, that will, have him email us for a private discussion, because I think. You can send me an email at drjag49@yahoo.com. That's David Romeo Juliet Alpha Golf 49@yahoo.com. drjag49@yahoo.com, and we can have a private conversation, okay?
Okay, thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Sure.
Okay. Next, we have area code 310. First prefix is 962.
You already talked to me earlier.
All right. Thank you. All right. Next, we have hold on. 216. This the system keeps reverting back. Hold on. Okay, I think I got 216 on.
Hello?
Yes, you're on the air.
Yes, my question is, with the birth certificate, oh boy, I almost forgot my question. So, when I pay it's going to take, how many months you said until March I'll be able to, receive the money?
Well, once we reach the target of 20,000 people or $5 million, it'll take about 6 months before you can expect a payout.
Okay. I can understand that. Okay. All right, that answers my question.
All right, thank you.
Thank you.
Area code 586, you're up.
Hi.
You're on the line.
Hello.
Thank you. Judge, I wanted to thank you, first of all, for bringing us this opportunity. But my question was, I wondered if you could talk about your other 2 times doing this, just in general. Anything you could share about that?
Well, the first one we did in 1982, and the second one we did in 89 or 90. Yeah. But at that point in time, people were paying up to $10,000, $50,000, so we didn't have a long time to wait. We raised the $5 million within a month, and we had payout within 90 days, because these private placement programs go on every day, non-stop. And I had to sign a document with everyone who participated that they were not to be used as a referral. Because all you need to do is research what I've just told you, look at our website, demonetizecolb.tk, and get yourself a fast-track education as to how this works. And the rest depends on your ability to acquire knowledge. There are hundreds, if not thousands, of books out there about how all these things work. You won't get everything from a university degree. You will not get everything from 1 or 2 books. But if you connect the dots, you will see how Wall Street has been doing this. And I've been involved with, as a lawyer, with some of these Wall Street big boys, and I've seen what they do. And I was telling myself a long time ago, now what if the common man and woman knows how to do this? And that's what this exercise is all about. I've had people come and tell me, hey, Judge, you need $5 million, not a problem. Let's walk down with me. I mean, I live in a financial district in Hong Kong. They said, I'll give you the money, let's multiply the money, and, you make me rich. I said, no, this is not, that's another program, but this is not for that. This is for the man and woman in the street. I want to contract with their trust, and they contract with my trust. This is for them. If you want to get involved in that kind of a PPP, go talk to so-and-so. I don't want to be involved in that. I don't want to make the rich any more richer than they already are, because when the rich become very rich and a church wants a donation, they'll give you $500 when they could have written a check for $1 million. So I'm in the business now of raising the flag for the man and woman in Main Street. I hope that answers your question, ma'am.
Yes, thank you so much.
Thank you.
Okay. We don't know if we're going to be limited to 1 hour, and we're into this 45, 46 minutes. I do want to mention before we end that there will be another conference call coming up. We have scheduled the next one with Judge Naveen Chandra Naidu will be Tuesday, February 17th, 2015, at the same time, 6 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. The call number will be different. It will be 605-476-3250. So once again, that's Tuesday, February 17th at 6 p.m. Pacific, area code 605-476-3250, and the participant access code will be 607521. 607521. So that will give you 2 weeks to think about this and get your questions answered and discuss it with friends and family. And then we'll have another session with Judge Naidu at that time. The moderator will be Barbara Anderson. And to have confirmation of the conference call time, or if you have other questions, you are welcome to contact Barbara in California at phone number 949-294-9549. That's area code 949-294-9549. Or email Barbara at UC Barbie. That's UC as in University of California, B as in boy, ARBI at me.com, which is M as in Monday, E.com. Okay, let's see if we can continue here and go on to the next question, area code 310. I think we did that one.
I believe if this is free conference, Thompson, I believe it has no time limit. Unless...
Yes, but when the line has been used quite a lot, the owner of the line said it might be limited, so it depends on the usage. Yeah, we're supposed to have, I think, a fresh new line. Barbara's going to have a new line on February 17th, and it should be available up to 6 hours. So
okay, we'll just keep going, I suppose.
Let's keep going for now. Let's see, area code 480. You're on the air if you're still available. Are you there?
I am. Thank you very much.
You're on the air.
I've got a few questions. The first one is there any problem with our being able to transfer the money from the foreign account to the U.S.? Can you hear me?
Yes.
Hello.
Okay. Is there any problem being able to transfer the money from the foreign account to the U.S. account with all the new FACTA laws in effect?
Naveen? Judge Naidu?
Hello?
Judge Naidu, do you hear us? Appears we lost him.
Thompson?
Yes.
Hi, this is Carrie. I just Skyped him to see if he could call back in.
Yes, thank you.
Okay.
Maybe you can provide us a few remarks while we're waiting.
Hold on a second. He said that the line went dead, and he's going to try to call back in.
Okay. Maybe you can speak to us for a few minutes until he comes back on.
Okay. The lady that asked the question, is she still on there?
Yes, I am.
Oh, okay. The judge would probably have to answer that question for you because I know that you can transfer funds if you, for instance, if you have a large purchase because you're transferring from one trust to another. So, and in a trust situation, you would want to have a...
hey, Johnson, I'm back. I don't know what happened. I lost the connection.
We hear you fine now. You're back on.
Well, the judge would probably be able to answer that question much better, though. So ask him the question again, okay?
Okay. Yes. The question is will people have any problems being able to transfer the money from a foreign account to a U.S. account because of the FACTA laws in effect?
Well, FATCA is real. We can set up a trust account for you over there, but there is a tax consequence. But we can have a private conversation about this because I don't want it to be misrepresented. One other way you can do this is you can join a tribe. You can set up a tribal corporation, and under Revenue Ruling 94-16, tribal corporations are tax exempt.
Well, Judge Naidu, if I may say so, I've had 22 years of perfect, flawless success in banking in the United States with the properly written, properly written, pure common law, sovereign, irrevocable trust.
Yes.
That's the kind that's available at houseoffreedomtrust.com with the dashes between the first four words. And people can do international commerce, investments, business.
Yes.
There is no filing requirement. Not only no paying requirement, but no filing requirement. They're exempt.
Well,
I've had never a problem with the IRS in these 22 years.
Now, you're absolutely right. If it's well structured as an asset protection trust.
Well structured and properly written, yes. Properly operated.
You've got to be, I've been doing trusts all my life too, trusts and foundations and corporations sold. It has to be very, very specific. We can do a 6033 subsection 3 non-filing EIN number. There's a lot of things that needs to be right. If you go to a half-baked, you go to a quack or a charlatan or somebody who doesn't understand, then you're going to be putting yourself in harm's way. So it can be well structured. We can talk about it, or you can contact Tom Sen and have him help you. Not a problem.
Okay.
But I know this for a fact. If you're a religious organization or a tribal corporation, I know for a fact that you are lawfully, legally, legitimately tax exempt. And you can Google this, 94, Revenue Ruling 94-16. It says it very clearly there. And this is from the tax court, Revenue Ruling 94-16.
Okay.
I hope that answers your question, ma'am.
Well, kind of. It's a little confusing because I'm not quite sure or understand exactly what's happening. But
let me assure you, lawyers and attorneys and judges have been confused about this. So join the crowd. I mean, it's a very specific, it's a very complex, complicated structure. It's like reading the blueprints of the Vatican. I'm just giving that as an example.
Okay, if a person is an American national, but they still have a birth certificate, are they able to participate?
Yes. Anyone is open to anybody all over the world.
Okay, so this money that we receive, if the U.S. government were to shut down, because the republic is coming into existence, and the U.S. government has filed bankruptcy and has no money. Has no money. There still be payouts on this.
Absolutely. You can get gold, you can get silver, you can get any kind of commodity you want, any kind of options, futures, whatever you want. I just explained earlier under Section 103BE2 of the Depository Institutions Monetary Control Act of 1980. Our paper money is counterfeit money, but everybody accepts it. And this is how Bitcoin came into being. See, Bitcoin was a very, very clever move started by another FBI, full-blooded Indian from India. See, if 10 people accept my value or my exchange value or whatever I give, money is just a medium of exchange or plastic. So Bitcoin started with getting 10 merchants, 20 merchants. Now they've got 10,000 merchants who are willing to accept the casino-looking tokens.
Well, who is the custodian of this account?
You are the custodian of this account, but it is going to be held overseas in a bank. It's going to be held overseas in a bank.
Okay, so if there's a banking collapse, then what happens to that money?
Ma'am, our bank is not tied up to the cabal. Our bank is 1,000% backed by silver and gold. Do we have silver and gold? Yes.
Okay.
In fact, when you put your, let's say you've done your due diligence and you want to participate, your $250 goes into $250 goes into a local account in America, but at the same time, it's getting translated in Hong Kong as the release of that much of money from a gold account or a silver account.
Okay, so there's no hang up in terms of bypassing what's the National Securities Act or whatever they call that. That they're not going to hang the funds on us because they have to do investigations to make sure that Homeland Security, that's what it is, that these are clean funds. We don't have any problems with being able to receive those funds.
You're going to get a debit card, and God willing, if you need a trust set up, we can help you do that too. But everything that we are doing, we are not doing anything that's going to violate, break, or breach any law. Now, if the Department of Homeland Security says, how come you're bringing this much of money into the country, we know exactly what to tell them. Because they think this is their country. It is not their country, man. This is Indian country. America, Turtle Island, is Indian country under a federal law called 18 United States Code, Section 1151. It is Indian country. So DHS, FBI, SEC, DEA, they mean nothing because they are all aliens in Indian country. 18 U.S.C. 1151 says, unless Congress passes a law to extinguish Indian title, that property is in India. Your property, your whole home is in Indian country. The White House is in Indian country. The Treasury is in Indian country. The Congress is in Indian country because those monkeys will never be able to evidence when Indian title was extinguished. I tell you what, ma'am, we will send you a letter that you need to send to the county assessor. Ask that monkey when Indian title was extinguished. And people have been duped and scammed to paying a property tax to an alien. They took our land. This is Indian land. And federal law says unless you extinguish Indian title, you cannot claim that to be your land. So DHS, DEA, FBI, MAD, DOJ, same. Means nothing. In the ultimate analysis, all right, I stake my life and my reputation on this, man. This is Indian country. Period.
That's
I did not invent 18 USC 1151.
Okay, is there a limit on the amount of money that we can receive? And are you receiving more than that? But we're only receiving the $2 million per year. Are we being limited?
No, that's what you're going to get, $2 million per year for 50 years.
Okay, now, what are you receiving?
You mean the bank? You mean the bank?
No, I mean, for your having transacted this whole thing for us, what is your portion of what is received?
We, the bank, will probably make $50 to $100 million. The bank.
Per year?
Yes, because we are going to, you see, you need to look at the formula. You need to, it's like baking a cake. Oh my God, this cake tastes so good. What did you do? So we give you the recipe. So we will give you the recipe, the formula to see how this works. You got to do your research before you come in. You got to learn how this works.
Mm-hmm.
And that's called the deposit and credit multiplier.
Okay, but
so
while you're receiving 50 to 100 million per year on our account, we're only receiving $2 million.
You're receiving $2 million per year for 50 years.
But you're receiving $50 to $100 million per year.
That will take us 50 years too. We're not going to make $50 million a year, ma'am.
Oh, I see what you're saying. Okay.
You see, what happens is once you get the $5 million or the 10, whatever it is we get, right? We get to buy the IBOE. Then the $5 million becomes $25 million. The $25 million becomes $125. The $125 multiplied again 5 times, multiplied again 5 times. So within 6 months, you should be able, all of you who participated, should be able to get $2 million per year. And the bank that is doing all of this, because we got like 75 employees, they need to be paid, right?
Mm-hmm.
Now,
right.
I had one guy who said, well, I found out that my birth certificate is worth $5 billion and you're going to pay me $2 million? I told him, thank you very much. Take your $250 and go to that guy who's going to pay you $5 billion. Why are you coming to me? Oh, yeah. He went and did some research, very smart guy, and he was trying to make out like I'm cheating him. I told him, sir, go to that guy and maybe you'll get $10 million a year. Why are you coming to me? Yeah. So.
Okay, so then we should, within 6 months, be able to receive $2 million. But you said that the amount that we can take. Yes?
Man, listen very carefully. If we reach the target by the end of March 2015, we should get our returns before September of 2015. Big if. Now, after 6 months, if people say, I don't want to go do this, give me back my money. You got it. You got it. That's part of the contract. Okay?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. If you think this is not for you.
Is there a limit in terms of the amount of money we can take per day?
Well, ma'am.
Or spend per day?
In this country, the moment you swipe more than $1,000, everybody is going to be investigating you. Do you want that? So we are we are structuring it in such a way that you can swipe up to $1,000 a day, which is $30,000 a month. Now, if you want money wired to your account, if you want money wired to your account, then by all means, you set up a trust, you set up a foundation, you set up a corporation sole, you set up a tribal corporation, whatever you want, to not evade the tax, but to avoid the tax in a lawful, legal, legitimate manner. All right.
Yeah, and I already have that structure set up, so that's not a problem.
All right, very good. Then you could ask the structure or the people who advised you to set up the structure to advise you on that. Okay.
Okay, so you're
thank you, Marion. We have a lot of other callers waiting to ask their questions.
I think Christine, yeah. Did you say your name was Christine? No. All right. Why don't you send us an email and we can handle that. Send us an email. All right.
You can go to monetizecolb.tk, and there's a place there where you can email your questions.
Oh, okay, great. Thank you.
Okay.
Thanks so much for all your feedback. I appreciate it.
Thank you, Marion.
Thank you.
Okay, Judge, it looks like we're going beyond the hour, so that's good. You want to continue?
Yeah, why not? I got lots of coffee here, lots of water. Let's go.
Area code 239, you are on the air. 239, area code 239, are you there? Okay. We'll move on to area code 925. 925, are you available?
Yes. Hi, Thompson. This is Klaus.
Hi, Klaus. Good. So you have a question?
I do have a question. My question is, it was mentioned that it was done 2 times before, and so there's going to be lots of people receiving the $2 million per year. And is there a way to communicate with them and see what their experiences were like?
Unfortunately, no, because I executed a non-disclosure. They don't want to be identified. They don't want to be a referral or a testimonial for obvious reasons.
What are the obvious reasons?
Taxation.
Sure. Okay.
Like for example, if you receive your $2 million, you think you want to be out there in the public eye? Hey, I got $2 million a year. I'm getting $2 million a year for 50 years. You think you will want to say that or put on a T-shirt or a bumper sticker saying that? You would want to remain below the radar, right?
True.
So,
yeah.
I hope that answers your question. Again, Klaus, do your research, understand what this is all about, read up on commercial paper. It's on that website that Thompson has put up. I've taught on this subject for many years in my law college. Read, and if you understand it, okay. If you don't, then don't. Okay?
Great. Thank you.
Okay. You're welcome.
Thank you, Klaus. Okay. Next we have area code 402. Tom, you're on the air.
Yes. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay. I just put it in the queue when it looked like the judge dropped off.
Okay.
Though if you're limited on this call, I have a room we can go to too.
It looks like we're doing okay so far.
Okay, very good. That's all.
Thank you.
Thank you. Bye.
Okay, area code 774. Are you there?
Hi, I am.
Yes, hi, we hear you. Go ahead.
Thank you. I just have a few questions. One of them is, will we be provided statements or accounting or anything like that?
Yeah. Yes.
Okay. Now, in this trust, I'm assuming that it's a foreign trust. Will it take you as a person out of the United States jurisdiction, or just?
No, we are not doing this under United States jurisdiction. So your trust is protected under private international law.
All right, beautiful. And what is it that makes the certificate of live birth monetizable?
Well, if you look at most of your birth certificates, if you put a magnifying glass to one of the margins around it, you will see a name of a bank. What is the name of a bank doing on your birth certificate if it's not a bond?
Okay. Mine doesn't have that. I've seen people who have it in the blue border, but mine doesn't have one.
Yeah, as long as you got a birth certificate. Does it have a number?
The red bond number at the top right, yes.
How many digits? 8, 9?
6. It's got one letter and then 6 digits.
Mm-hmm. Okay. That'll work.
Okay.
And where can we go to check out your credentials so that you're a professor? I'm just curious to see.
Go to my website, scripturallaw.org.
Okay. All right. That was quick and painless. Thank you very much.
I have a question, Judge Naidu. Is the country where the central bank is that will be doing this a member of the BRICS Alliance?
Absolutely.
Okay. For everyone who may not be familiar, BRICS Alliance is Brazil, Russia, India, China, and South Africa, who have how many countries aligned with them now? 130-something?
163 with the setting up of the Asian Infrastructure Investment Bank, AIIB.
So this
Uncle
alliance
Sam wasn't invited.
Has been taking down the dark cabal that has been monopolizing and tyrannizing the planet for the last century. They're taking it down step by step. The monetary system, the banking system, the governments of the world, the Basel III, all of this is changing over to an asset-based money system worldwide, and the debt-based system is ending. And so that's why I felt confident that perhaps this could work.
This is exactly what we are doing, and we are backed by gold and silver.
Okay.
And commodities, of course. Right. So that's the Asian Infrastructure Investment Bank.
Okay, next we have up area code 310, first three digits 455. You are on.
Hey there, Tanzan.
Hi.
Here. Glad to hear you. Actually, I think it may have been Lisa Molson, who I three-wayed into this call, who's a friend of mine who's an Indian, and I thought you should be aware of this because we were discussing income taxes and such. So, Lisa, did you have a question for them? I think she's had to go. How?
I would have to unmute her, and I would have to find her in the list first.
Oh, don't worry about it. I'm just absolutely fascinated with this conversation and very pleased to be hearing you talking. And actually, I'd love to get Judge Naidu on my radio program, Waking Up in America, if that's possible.
Anytime, ma'am. You can send me a email, drjack49@yahoo.com.
Okay, excellent. I'll do that. Thank you so much for what you're doing. It sounds very intriguing.
Well, it's not only is it not intriguing, but truth is stranger than fiction.
Thank God, finally. I appreciate it.
You see, we've been so brainwashed with Hollywood. It's about time we looked at Holywood, you know.
Yes. Very good.
It's time we looked at the wooden cross, the Holywood, and said, what can we learn from the Word of God? And for all those of you who are believers, I would recommend that you read the whole chapter of Isaiah 39.
Excellent. Thank you.
Isaiah chapter 39. Read that, and you will know what it is to remain very visible and still keep your assets invisible. Isaiah 39.
Isaiah
Read
39. Thank you so much. I'm jotting that down.
Read the whole chapter. It will awaken you even more.
I will do that. Thank you, sir.
What is your name again, ma'am?
Valerie Kirkgard. My radio program is Waking Up in America.
Whoa, I love it.
I thought you might.
Yeah.
So I got a chance through Barbie Anderson, and Barbie is the one that turned me on to this call. So it's a pleasure.
Oh, yeah. Barbie Anderson is one of those most proactive persons I've met in my life.
Well, she and I were very active in recreating the Republic.
Oh, very good. Let's bring the cabal down together then.
Exactly, and I'm also the intergalactic ambassador, so.
Oh, fantastic! Very good.
I know, I enjoy it, and I play around with Sheldon and Colleen on the Galactic Federation calls. So this is way bigger than most people realize.
Very good.
I'll be in contact, sir. Thank you.
Thank you, Valerie. America definitely needs to wake up. That's for sure.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, area code 301. Are you there?
Yes, I am.
You're on the air.
Good, thank you. I got a couple of questions. Number one, Judge Naidu is saying that this has been done before. So are those two programs are still going on successfully?
Absolutely.
Okay.
That's why I'm living in Hong Kong. There are so many programs going on.
Well, I think I'll follow you too. My name is Mahesh, and I'm from India too. But
hey, Mahesh, hi, Sahabai. Keep Dhaka.
Thank you. Second question is, I don't have any birth certificate, but I have naturalization certificate.
But don't you have a birth certificate from India?
No, never had any in my days. I'm an old fart. They didn't have any birth certificate.
All right, but does your certificate of naturalization evidence your date of birth, place of birth, and what have you?
Right, I think
that's
so,
good enough. That'll work. Yeah.
Okay.
As long as I have a document evidencing that you exist.
Oh, okay. Oh, yeah. I do
So,
exist.
Mahesh,
I'm talking right now.
What particular language do you speak from India?
Gujarati.
Gujarati. Okay.
Yeah.
Hindi aata aapko?
Pardon me?
Hindi aata aapko? Hindi.
Yeah, Hindi. I can speak Hindi too. Yes.
Okay, very good. So you live in the United States now?
Yes. I'm in the capital area.
Oh my God! Yeah.
Where the cabal is ruling.
Yeah. You're right in cabal land. You know.
Yes. Okay,
yeah.
well, that's all I have. Yeah.
We'll talk soon.
Yep.
Yeah.
Thank you.
That'll work. Your certificate of naturalization will work.
Okay. Thank you. Take care.
Thank you, Mahesh.
Thank you, Mahesh. Okay, and next we have Barbie. You are on the line, Barbara.
Hi, can you hear me?
Yes.
Yep.
Okay, good. This call is just turning out wonderfully, and all of us are gleaning new information that we haven't had before. I did want to make one correction, Tonson, on that phone number that you gave out. There was one number that was off, and I just emailed Carrie Jones so she would know what that was as well. And I thought maybe we should give that out again.
Okay, I had 949. What was it?
It was just one digit that's off, and
294.
No, it's a 605.
You mean the host, the
Yes. The host.
The call-in number, you mean?
Yes. Here, hold on just a second. Yes, the conference dial-in number for the next call is 605-475, and you had said 476.
6. Okay, I'll correct it to 5. Sorry about that.
That's right. That's 3250. Everything else was correct.
So 605-475-3250.
3250. Right. And one of the things I just wanted to say is when the judge shared this with me, my brain just went, all these questions came up in my mind as to how can this be possible, because we have been so put down for so long as a people in America. And for this opportunity to come about, to me, is one of the most exciting things that I have ever run across. And I'm just so excited because all of the dear people that I know that are doing their best to awaken aware and help others come to that place are all struggling financially. Everything from radio programs to individuals, losing our homes and going through all of the stuff that we go through in order for us to support what we know is truth. So for this to bless us is just absolutely just beyond unbelievable. And so I'm thrilled to have the judge here tonight to explain the legality of it all, the lawfulness of it all, and how this fits in with what the BRIC nations are doing, and that the bank that he's specifically working with is so on board with doing things for the people. The people are rising up and changing the scenery, and this is part of what we need to do. It's our self-responsible job to stand up and make the changes, because we've allowed this to happen. Even though we may not realize that, by going along with something, you're agreeing with it. You've got to learn to say no and take the steps backwards to move out of something that you know is not lawful, godly, or anything else. And so this is terrific. This gives an opportunity for everybody to move in that direction.
Now, let me add and say this. One of the things I noticed when I first came to the United States, I noticed that the carpets in the cinema was more worn out than the carpets in the library. And when I started practicing law, I didn't have enough money to open an office. So I used to dress up nice and go to the law library. Free light, free heat, free bathroom. Not that I didn't have a home, but what I'm saying is I used to tell my clients to come and meet me in the law library. So I never had an office for the first 2 years. But the point I'm trying to make here is this. The law, to go into any library in America is free. Go and read. And one of the first books you must read is a dictionary of finance and investment terms. A publisher is Barron's. It's free. You don't even have to buy the book. Go to the reference section and do a typical Naidu. What is a typical Naidu? Act dumb. Excuse me, can you tell me where I can find this book? And that gal or that guy, he'll be more than happy to show you where the book is. Sit there and just research two things. Accredited investor, credit and deposit multiplier. Look for multiplier. And that will tell you deposit and credit multiplier. So and then read that book, make some notes, understand, nothing like being an autodidact, a self-taught person. Because reading and learning is free. Libraries are free. When it's raining out there, go to a library, read. Get addicted to getting educated. And that, for me, is what America is all about, There's a lot of freebies out there.
I have a question, Judge Naidu. When we receive this $2 million a year, will we be under non-disclosure as well about it?
It's up to you. If someone, if you want to talk about it, I can stop you.
Okay, but we're not going to be in a contract of non-disclosure agreement or something.
Well, I don't want to do what the cabal does. Gag order. Hey, don't say this. Don't say. You see, when I did it the first two times, it was the clients who wanted to remain under the radar. But if it works for you and you want to talk about it, I can't stop you.
Okay. Do you think that it's recommended or not recommended?
I would not recommend it. You never know. Today, there are so many people earning a living as a whistleblower.
Okay.
God knows how many of them are listening in right now, but this is protected by tribal law and ecclesiastical law, and we are running a knowledge village. This is an educational program. We are not soliciting anybody to do anything.
Right.
I challenge you to go and read and do your due diligence, find out who I am, what I do, make sure this is all kosher. If this is not for you, don't. If you like what you hear, tell others. If you don't like what you hear, tell me so we can be better in the next time around.
Right. So
this is not a solicitation thing. This is not one of those high-powered, zigzaglers. He's a powerful salesman. He can sell a refrigerator to an Eskimo. No. This is not what that's all about. This is about challenging you to read and understand, examine, and analyze your rights as an American citizen or a citizen of any other country in the world. There will be no nation state. There will be no government if not for the people. Why should the people be enslaved? I have never been able to figure that out.
Right.
And there was this fellow called Frederick Bastiat, Bastiat. He made a lot of findings in what's known as the law, published in 1850. When plunder becomes a way of life for a group of men, they create for themselves, in the course of time, a legal system that authorizes the plunder and a moral code that glorifies the plunder. It's okay to make money. It's okay to be rich. It's okay, to trample on other people's rights. So this is the legal plunder I'm talking about, that Frederick Bastiat wrote about. That when plunder becomes a way of life, we have 300 million people. All right, how much of taxes can we collect? How many birth certificates can we use? So the government does it with impunity, and we're not supposed to do anything about it? And this is supposed to be the land of the free and the home of the brave. But now, with all these 3 million lawyers and attorneys, it's become the land of the fee and the home of the brief. This is no freedom. I mean, we all emigrated to America. I couldn't wait to get out. I live like a king in Hong Kong. In America, I'm being watched. I have a camera watching to see whether I'm talking to somebody on the phone. It's watching to see if I broke the traffic light. I mean, if I you're watched, you're taxed, you are surveilled, you're condemned, you're enslaved. 40 hours a week. Take the Friday off, take Saturday off, take Sunday off, watch the Super Bowl, watch football. There are 4,000 channels. Don't think. You're not supposed to think. What kind of living is that? Like Socrates said, an unexamined life is not worth living. So I challenge you folks, learn. Learn to be financially independent. Learn to be on your own. Learn to buy a home, not to open a bank account. Put your money, hide your money. It's your money. Look at the way people got conned in America in 1930s when FDR said, "Oh, give me all your gold. You are not supposed to have your gold anymore." And people willingly gave up their gold or sold their gold. Would you believe that? Willingly. Why? Because there was a war we wanted to fight. And FDR realized, you know what? We better get into the war, but we need an excuse. The rest is history.
Yep.
There is ample evidence today that they knew Pearl Harbor was going to be attacked. They knew it. But look what happened to America after that. The biggest bully, the biggest policeman of the world. They made enough trouble all over the world. Today, when you walk around with an American passport, watch it. They hate us. They hate us.
Yep.
Why? Because we went and poked our nose in their business. You go and poke your nose in their business, and when they react, you call them all kinds of names. Why did you? It was like the Zimmerman murder. When Zimmerman killed Trevor Martin, everybody made it into a racial thing. And somebody asked me. I said, "Look, you talk about the effect. Why don't you talk about the cause?" Zimmerman was the cause. The effect was the death of Trevor Martin. It got nothing to do with whether he's black, white, Korean, nothing. Here was a guy who took it upon himself that he's going to protect his neighborhood. He was armed. The other kid went down to buy some soft drinks. He had a hood. So if you're black in America, you can't wear a bloody hood on a rainy night. What kind of law is that? So now Zimmerman encounters this guy and starts getting nasty. What do you want Trevor Martin to do? Buy him a garland? Recite poetry? And tell him, hey, put your gun away. Let's have a spelling contest. What do you want him to do? You got a gun on my face. So the law says, stand your ground. So he stood his ground. Who was armed? Zimmerman was armed. Who got killed? And it's got nothing to do with Obama said, Trevor Martin could be my son. It's got nothing to do with anything. All I'm talking about is people look at the effect. Why don't you spend time looking at the cause? And that's when I decided the jury is a pool of 12 people of average ignorance. I don't trust the jury system anymore. I mean, look at what happened to the O.J. Simpson's case, right? The murder happened in Santa Monica. Why was the case transferred to downtown? I'll tell you why. Vincent Bugliosi mentions that in his book, Outrage. Because the black population in Santa Monica was 7.6%, and whereas the black population in downtown was 77%. So there you go, jury nullification. So, what am I trying to tell you? If you think this is a country that practices law and order, you are totally ignorant of what's going on. You know, so this is why I challenge you, get to know what's going on. The library is free of charge. Go read, go research. Get hold of the Dictionary of Finance and Investment Terms. It's not a difficult thing to understand. If you got a mind for finances, and you should, just learn the basics. How does this work? How does that work? When will I work? How will it work? Where does it work? Learn and send me emails, call our office. We'll help you get there. Everybody thinks to be financially independent is going to bring me happiness. Well, you know what? You're going to be sadly mistaken. It's good to be financially independent, but please don't think that wealth is the answer to all your problems. Remember the old saying, where there is a will, there will be relations and relatives. So be careful, folks. All right. What's the next question? Sorry, I get a bit caught me on a day when I'm a cynic.
That's fine. Okay, area code 562. Are you there?
Yes, hello there. Thank you for this excellent information.
You are on.
I appreciate that. I have a question for you, Judge.
Yes, sir.
Regarding the receiving of gold in lieu of cash, for example.
Yeah.
By what means will that be?
You will get an SKR, a safekeeping receipt, and then you'll have to find a broker or a depository locally.
I see. All right. Fair enough.
Mm-hmm.
And on the scripturallaw.org, I didn't exactly get the spelling on that. Was
SC, you got a pen and paper?
Yes, sir.
SCRIPTURALAW.
Okay.
I mean, two words into one word, scriptural law.
I like that. Okay, that's fine.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I guess you pretty much explained the tribal corporation aspect of it as being
Revenue Ruling 94-16. You can Google it.
Right. I wrote that down too. And okay, that pretty much answers my questions.
For all of you out there who have corporations and you want to cancel your subscription with the IRS and come to this IRS, I'm also the IRS, impregnable rock of scripture. And we also have FBI, full-blooded Indians. So we can make you a tribal corporation, and we can send us an email. We'll square you away. Okay?
Okay, cool. The other question, your email was Dr. JAG49 at Yahoo?
Dr. Jag, DRJAG49, yes.
Okay, great. And then the other?
My official title here is the Judge Advocate General, so that's why Dr. Jag.
Oh, cool. All right. Well, that makes sense. A nice acronym there. On the other one, House of Freedom was house-of-freedom?
-trust.com.
Trust. Okay. All right.
Right.
That's what I was missing. .com.
Right.
Okay, great, guys. Well, great job. I'm sure a lot of people are going to be happy to hear this once the word starts spreading. And let's pay it forward, huh?
Yeah, absolutely. Thank you for your support.
Well, thank you for yours, and Godspeed.
Thank you.
Okay.
Appreciate it.
Thank you. Okay, area code 786. Are you there?
Yes, I'm here.
Okay, you are on.
Hi, Mr. Thompson. This is David Mervelis from South Florida. And I just wanted to let the judge know that I really appreciate what he is doing for the laymen such as myself. And I really like the fact that he's quoting Scripture. I myself am a Christian believer in Jesus Christ. And
Thank you, brother.
You're welcome. I'm also a preacher of the Word, and I'm a deacon in the church. And I look at this as an opportunity to really help the church out. But, of course, there are so many things that's out there in regards to scams and things of that nature. Not saying that this is a scam, but there were quite a few people coming out with all kinds of things over the past maybe 7 to 10 years and so on. And my question is, why did it take so long for you to come back out with this program to help the laymen out, such as myself?
Well, let me answer that, my brother in Christ.
Mm-hmm.
I started actually doing what's known as helping people with mortgages and foreclosures. We have a successful thing with tribal court judgments, where we make people who are homeowners become tribal members, get them customary native title, and then we fight the mortgager, showing you don't have title, how can you evict me or foreclose? And they have never expected this attack, because without native title, without proper title, valid superior title, you can't evict anybody, So that's how this started. And one day, about 4 or 5 months ago, a client of mine innocently asked me a question about, is it true that birth certificates are bonds? So we started a talk on this, and then Tom Weidler came into my professional life. We started talking about it, and then we just launched it. Now, why are we doing this? See, I'm so sick and tired of the cabal controlling the air you breathe, the plants that you can grow, the food that you can grow, the knowledge that you can acquire. And I finally thought, you know what? It's about time we did something with this. So for people out there, in church, out of church, who are wondering, is this for real? The Bible talks about discerning of spirits. All right? And I have all the notes in front of me. 1 John 4:1 says, "Beloved, believe not every spirit, but try the spirits whether they are of God, because many false prophets are gone out into the world." So 1 John chapter 4 verse 1, 1 Corinthians chapter 14, 1 to 40, Acts 2 verses 1 to 47, when they mentioned the Japanese car, the Honda Accord, but they didn't call it, when the day of Pentecost was fully come, they were all with one accord in one place. So you've got to have a discerning spirit which will be able to tell you, is this for real or not? You see, other than the law of God and the rule of law, I know nothing else. All I know in my 42 years as a lawyer is that I can use the law to benefit people and to benefit myself. You can use the law to win judgments. You can use the law to turn nothing into profit. And why can't the ordinary people be part of it? Do I believe in an egalitarian system? Yes, I do. Do I believe in the distribution of wealth? No, I don't. I believe that all of us should have equal opportunity. See, when the Constitution says we are all equal, it means we are really not equal in the sight of the government, but we have an equal shot at an equal opportunity. You snooze, you lose. So go and get it. That's what the 10th commandment says. Thou shalt not covet. All right? What does that mean? Go and get it yourself. Go and learn how to get. Don't covet. Go and learn how to. It's a very encouraging commandment. It doesn't, wow, look at that guy with a Rolls Royce and I've got a 1984, a Toyota Camry. Wow. Well, what do you think he did? So go and learn what he did and go get it yourself. Don't covet. So that's what this is all about, my friend.
And my next question, for you is that if 20,000 people do happen to come in and give their fee and come into the program, and the payout has happened and so on, will there be another time where you will make this offer again?
Yes. As soon as we reach the required limit, we will just keep this ongoing. I'm going to teach this to as many people as possible. You see, this whole thing, as I mentioned in my reason and purpose, is we're going to make the banking system irrelevant. You want to buy a house? You got $2 million coming every year. Tell us what you want to buy, and your trust will buy the house for you. There's no tax incident. So why do you need a bank when you got a debit card? You swipe it up to $1,000 every day. Or you go to an ATM machine, stick it in there, it'll have a Visa or a MasterCard emblem there. You can take cash if you want. So why do you need a bank? Why do you pander to the plunder caused by the cabal? This is the man and the woman and the child in Main Street's way of bringing down the cabal. I mean, we were told that Alexander the Great conquered just about the whole known world, and a small mosquito brought him down. He died of malaria. I couldn't believe it. So I did some research, and instead of pandering to plunder, instead of clearing the swamp, he was they were trying to administer quinine. I've seen a lot of articles, a lot of movies, a lot of talk. Everybody talks about, get the bloody cabal down. Everybody loves to talk, publish their opinions, but they do absolutely 3/5 of nothing to bring the cabal down. This is my small way to bring the cabal. You won't need a bank anymore. Yeah. And when the time is ready, we'll clone our bank here in Indian country, America. By that time, we'll have our own police force. We'll have our own soldiers. We'll have our own boots on the ground.
My next question is, will we be notified through email or through how would we be notified that the funds are ready or available? We will need to know who you are first after you have filed your application to participate, and we will gather together all your phone numbers, your email numbers, and all of you will be getting a monthly audit until we reach the goal. And then once you get your payout, that's it. You'll be in direct contact with the bank. Okay, and that's it. And thank you very much, Judge. Mr. Thompson, thank you very much.
David.
Thank you for all of what you guys are doing. And truly, I believe that you guys are a blessing to a layman person like myself.
Thank you.
So I will pray for you, Judge, and I will also pray for you, Mr. Thompson, as you guys reveal this truth to the masses and let them know the truth and what's going on.
That's exactly really right. This is for the masses, not for the classes.
Right.
We're done with the classes. Yeah, and the elites.
Thank you, David.
Thank you very much. Okay.
Thank you.
How long do you want to go, Judge?
Hey, I'm I do yoga. I jog 5 miles a day. I'm good. I'm not tired at all.
Here in Pacific time, it's 6:48. Why don't we go up to 7? About 10 more minutes.
All right.
Okay. Sure. Next, we have area code. We have area code 224.
224. Okay,
Jackie.
Townsend.
Hi, Jackie.
You got me, didn't you?
Yes.
I was going
hi,
to say,
you're on.
I recognize my voice.
Yes.
Judge, I have a couple questions and a couple statements. First of all, I wanted to say that I believe you and I are identical twins from different parents.
Okay.
Did you understand that? What you have been, I've done conference calls and stuff like that, almost identical little phrases, words, trying to educate the masses, as many as I can, and make them understand you are sitting in the middle of the world library. Educate yourself. And they're sitting in front of a computer. Anything you want to learn is there. I mean, they don't even have to get up and go to the library.
All right.
But, they can if they want to. But, that's what one of the biggest problems has been is why our country's in the pickle we're in is because there's so many sheeple. They prefer to hang on our shirt tails. Sure. And my two questions to you is, would be the third time that you're doing this. You've let a lot of gaps of years in between go by. Is there a reason for that?
Well, I'm a lawyer, and I'm Chief Justice for 3 different countries, and I love traveling, and I hate living in America. So I get carried away with my litigation work. I love litigating. And then they made me a judge, so, I got to sit on the bench and look important. I don't like that very much. I like to litigate, and I teach a lot. So we decided to revive this again because the cabal is going out of whack. They are just going, they made so many Faustian pacts with the devil that they just need to be destroyed. And we, the people, can do that. So we need to come back. And I'm concentrating this year, and I just celebrated the 33rd anniversary of my 34th birthday. So I thought, yes. That's a line
I've
from
been celebrating the 34th anniversary of my 16th birthday for the last 40-some-odd years. I said, even your little phrases look almost like they're coming out of my mouth.
We're having a lot of fun, yeah. So I decided we're going to keep this going, and I've got Tom Weidler with me. I've got Carrie Jones. I've got Bobby Anderson now, and then I've got, of course, our brother Thompson here. So we're gonna clone this. We're gonna make this happen, and over and over and over again.
Good. And the second question before I make a statement or two is now is this going to be set up under a master offshore trust, and we're considered investors or participants in it?
No. We've already set up the trust. You're just the beneficiaries of the trust. We're
beneficiaries of the trust. Okay.
Right.
I didn't know how you were structuring that.
No. My greatest gift, which the Lord has put into my brain, is remember the future. I was teaching in church one day when this thing came to my mind. A house built on sand and a house built on rock. The house built on the rock will survive any storm. The common denominator is the storm. So the storm will come. It doesn't matter. It'll come.
Mm-hmm.
So I built this, structured this so solid that the trust was in place first before we began all of this. So you are going to be the beneficiaries.
Okay.
That's
okay.
the way we're going to set it up.
Now, has your MO changed from the first time you've done this to now this? In other words, was it something set in that you knew exactly how to handle it from the beginning, or have you altered it, the structuring or what you're doing on the second one, and now for the third one, you obviously, I think as we go along in life, hopefully we learn more.
Right. Well,
right.
We just
and what I want to say to a lot of people might already understand what I'm about to say to you. There might be other people, especially I could tell by the questions that were being asked about give me the money, give me the money. What they don't understand is unless we have a miracle happen where we are living, just like the judge says, under a fiat system. It's just an accepted form of barter. You might as well take your monopoly set down and use that money. If everyone said, okay, everybody who has monopoly games, use that money, and we're now accepting that. And that's all we've got right now. So you're so quick to want to put it in a bank. You're going to convert gold or whatever into a U.S. bank where the dollar is worth nothing and it could possibly have a bail-in at any moment. And like I said, unless we have a miracle happen, your money, could be 60-70% will be confiscated, or the banks close and you are holding a bag of nothing after waiting for all this. So you really need to understand about how to protect your assets, and that's what I've been doing for the last, I don't know how many years at this point, is teaching people that. But whether and it's not so much as the trust or that's on shore, it's a matter of where that trust is. There's a lot of wonderful trusts that are set up on shore, but I just don't trust anything that's just like you left the country. It's the same thing. This country, especially if you were born and raised here, you know what you've lost through the years in a very slow, incremental strategy. It's only until somebody who maybe just comes here from a third world country or someplace else that they think, oh, we still have freedoms, we still have this, because next to where they've come from. But the people who have lived here and born here and raised here, those are the ones that realize that we're slowly, in fact, it's now speeding up, everything that we've lost thanks to 9/11. Basically, it's been since 9/11, and I have nothing against, having any kind of protection or security.
I think we should give others an opportunity to ask some questions, but please stay in touch with us, okay?
Oh, of course. Anyways, I just wanted to just to sum it up.
Appreciate your call.
People shouldn't be worried so much about putting cash in the United States.
Yeah. It's all counterfeit money anyway.
Right. That's what I'm trying to,
103 DE2, of the Depository Institutions Deregulation Monetary Control Act. Okay, so, Brother Thompson, do we have others who have questions?
I just wanted to mention, before we complete, Barbara had given the correct call number for the next call. For those who didn't catch it, or for those who came on later, we're going to have another conference call with Judge Naveen Chandra Naidu on Tuesday, February 17th. 2015 at the same time, 6 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. And that call number, just to give you the correct one now, will be 605-475-3250. And for that call, the participant access code will be 607521. The moderator will be Barbara Anderson, and her phone number is 949-294-9549, or email ucbarby@me.com. That's UC, and then as in Barbara, BARBI, and then M as in Monday ucbarby@ MasInMondayE.com. Okay, so thank you. We're just about up to the hour now. Would you have any closing remarks, Judge Naidu?
Well, only one, that, go to a local library, or I don't know how much information you have on internet, but read up as much as you can, and your ticket is the Dictionary of Finance and Investment Terms, publisher Barron's. And I thank you for your time, and I challenge you to learn and put up the good fight, and let's kill this devil. Thank you.
Okay.
How many did we have on the call?
I got up to about 150 before some people dropped off. Mm-hmm.
Okay.
That's good for a start.
Very good stuff. All righty.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Good night.